at the morning buffet. All kinds of teas and grits and coffees, hot waters. We got the juices, milks, yogurts, breads. We're YouTubing.
Oh, YouTubing.
Whoops. Making on waffles and assorted cereals. Very nice spread. Here we are at the Museum of Aviation at Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. So come on with us and see what we can see. So now we're going to be going outside and taking a look at the outside planes. This is very impressive. There's my bird, the A-10. Yeah, when I joined the Air Force, I was assigned aircraft armament. My first jet was the A-10, and my second jet was the F-111. But this is the A-10 here. I did everything from the cockpit, weapon-wise, all the way down to the bombs. She's pylons right here, and right up here, this Gatling gun, and there's this big thing right in here. You can't see it because it's covered up, but that's where the drum was for the Gatling gun that had all the bullets. So that was kind of cool. Let's see if any of these pylons work. Okay, right here is where one of the pylons was, where the bomb used to sit, and we used to have to, this little thing called a jammer used to come up and put the bombs up in there. And then we used to have to come by, and there used to be these little, well, there's some over here. These things here, we used to loosen these up. These used to go down and kind of put pressure on the bomb this way. That one put pressure on the bomb this way. Pressure on the bomb that way. That one, pressure on the bomb that way, so that it would keep it nice and still. So it wouldn't be rocking back and forth, it would stay still. And then, of course, after these were put down, we'd lock these back into place. Put little scrims in right here, like these would come out. You just put these little caps in. I think they're called scrims. I forget what they're called. But little explosive devices in there, like these little caps. Put it in there, screw these back on, so that when the bomb was up, the bomb would push up against this button here. That would push up. And then in the cockpit, it would say, hey, there's a bomb there. Then, oh, by the way, these little things right here, these are actually hooks. This is what hooked onto the bomb. There's kind of a little hook on the end of the bomb. And then this would come down and hook onto that hook. These are where you put the scrims in. And the scrims, what they did is when the pilot would push a button and this would be released, there'd also be these cylinders that would, oh, it works. These cylinders that would come down and actually push the bomb away, so that the bomb wouldn't like hit up against this. It would be pushed away, and then that's how it worked. So this cylinder would come down, and this one, which is stuck, would also come down. So it'd be two cylinders that came down to push the bomb away. Yeah, I can't believe they have these things in there that they actually work still. Cool. This is one impressive facility. Wow. And of course, this is the Star Lifter. This is so cool. Well, you see, we've been walking around the outside field for a while, and it's very hot out here. Standing right in front of another jet that says United States of America, so I'm assuming it was an Air Force One jet. Doesn't have any placards outside, but probably has information inside. And I will tell you one thing about the Georgia heat. It's about 80 degrees, very quickly going into the 90s. And the heat here, it's like walking through water because the humidity is like 110%, and it is like walking and breathing water. So we're gonna do the outside real quick, finish that up, and then we're gonna go into the hangars where it's nice and air conditioned. So my suggestion to you is, if you're gonna come here in the nice Georgia summer, then do the outside stuff first when it opens up at 9 o'clock. Then you get to go inside and cool off. So let's finish up the outside and get some air conditioning. One of the things that's quite unique about the C119 Flying Box car, in case you guys didn't know, is actually not the front, not really even the side, but if you go all the way around to the back, you will see something kind of cool. You have a little open area back here. This whole back swings out. You can see the hinges right in there. So one there, one up there. It actually swings open. This door right here can also open up, send out troops. In the back you have this nice little split wing. It's kind of cool, at least in my opinion. And that's the C119 Flying Box car. Now here's an overview of what we just saw, just in this one section alone. Now another thing I want to note is the bugs here are pretty bad. We're right next to a swampy area, so bring plenty of bug spray, as well as your sunscreen, of course, if you're going to be walking outside. And I will tell you though, it is definitely worth it to be here. I am joking around about the humidity. It's not quite 110%, but it's pretty darn close. If you do have some breathing problems, it is going to work on you if you're going to do this in the summer. So either do it in the winter or fall or spring, or don't do it at all if you have breathing problems. But otherwise, do come down. It is definitely worth it. The admission is free. It is part of the Air Force Base. You can't actually get to the Air Force Base from here, but it's right connected to the end. So it is military run from what I understand, although the ones who are here actually running it at the front desk and such are volunteers. So just keep that in mind as well. They do have a map of the whole area. That is a $5 donation. So, you know, one map per family. So I guess if you really want the map, you don't need it, but it does help you identify some of the aircraft because they're not all marked. So if you think $5 per family, that's not bad at all, especially for what you get. You can spend the whole day here if you're really in the aircraft. So let's continue on with the tour. And here's part of the restoration area. This is where they make all the magic happen. Bringing all of these aircraft back to life so we can enjoy them. These guys are artists. And for those of you who are wondering why I didn't just walk in since the gate was open, this is why. Didn't want to spend the rest of my vacation in the brig. Now, we're going to go into the main area, then off to the hangars, all three. So one major large building, which is kind of like a little museum. Well, they're all kind of like little museums, but the main area, the main Eagle, I think it's called the Eagle Room, Eagle Area, Eagle Building, that is the main museum. Then we have 3 hangars to explore. Woohoo! This might be a two-parter. But before we get to the hangars, there's a little play area here for the Rugrats to get out some steam, as well as if they get a little bored. They also have quite a few pavilions here, well, 5 or 6 depending on how you want to count it, kind of 4.5. So you can have lunches, sit down, relax, and there's these little blue benches that are around every once in a while, like right there. Those blue ones are made from recycled milk jugs, which is kind of a little extra. Oh, and as a word of caution, for those of you who are not familiar with fire ants, watch out for mounds like that. You step on those, especially the little ones, it's going to be a bad day for them because they hurt. And some people are actually allergic to the sting, so be careful. Alrighty now, let's go in and check out the Eagle building, where I started my intro to this video. Again, we may have to split this up into 2, maybe even 3, possibly even 4 videos. We'll see.